Hello and welcome to our Eduro Learning video series, Let's Get Connected. In this series, we will hear from 10 connected teachers from all around the world as they share their top tips for getting connected, ways to connect your classroom and your students, to advice for ways to bring parents on board with a connected classroom, and so much more. My name is Chrissy Hallier and I'll be your host throughout this series. I've been a connected teacher with a connected classroom for over 10 years now, and I can't wait to introduce you to some of the connected educators that I've had the privilege of getting connected to and working on global collaboration projects with. Our amazing connected teachers are back with us today to share their top tips for being a connected teacher and having a connected classroom. Enjoy the conversation.
And so I think the tip I would give is sort of trying to find someone who's doing something that you want to be part of and inquiring and reaching out. There's no harm in reaching out, and they're going to either respond yes or no, and at the end of the day, that's okay. A couple of other things would be sort of look for one or two meaningful connections a year. Don't try and connect every single time for every single thing. That's something I did really early on. I was like, oh, this is so great. I'm connecting with all these people. I want to connect everything. And I'll make a Padlet for everything and we'll connect it all. And I don't know, but it'll all be connected. And this weave, this web, and it became too much. And so I recognized the value of connecting has to be on a smaller scale as you start to get connected, for sure. And also value the fact that you have an ecosystem that you live in already. And we always regret, the school that I work at, ACS, is a K-12 school. And so how does the middle school connect to the high school? Or how do I connect with other teachers in the elementary? And recognize that those face-to-face connections can be more powerful or just as powerful as online ones. And just have this opportunity to open up your classroom and kind of be comfortable with that.
So I think my top tip for someone who wants to become a connected educator would be pick a topic that you're really passionate about. So start following some ideas versus just maybe a single person or two. And then allow yourself some time to make certain connections. And don't worry so much about the number of followers that you have or the people that you're following, or even focusing on trying to say the perfect thing. I think there's a lot of pressure sometimes in these digital spaces that, whatever you put out there will be there forever, which can be true, but, everyone is putting themselves out there. So together, ultimately, it's about, I think, that human connection, and whether you make a typo or you're saying something catchy isn't really that critical.
My top tip for anyone who's starting out in this field of thinking about wanting to be more connected is, it sounds a cliche, but it's honestly just to do it. Just find a community, find somewhere and engage with it. And by engaging, I don't mean lurking. I don't mean simply reading stuff, but actually responding, writing, communicating, arguing if you must, but just anything at all to engage with that community. Don't be a lurker, be a contributor.
First and foremost, you have to establish, or you need to find, a network of people that share your vision, your views on the connected classroom. And don't hesitate, to lean on people, ask for help, ask for support, and to troubleshoot. I can't tell you the number of times I have messaged EduBlogs. That's the platform I use. I have messaged them, asked for help. How do I do this? Where did this go? Things like that. What's the best way to do such and such? Establish a network. Maybe there's groups on Facebook that you can connect with, or people like-minded like you in the school community that you want to band together and learn together. It's not hard to do. It just takes a little bit of effort.
Top tip would be check your time zones, because New Zealand is 12 hours ahead of everybody. It's a wonderful place. We see the sun for the first time every morning. It's the first people to see it. Nobody else is awake. Or they're somewhere else. It's one of the hugest challenges we have connecting classrooms is finding that common time. Going and using things like World Clock, where you're starting to actually get, here's my time zone and here's your time zone, and you can start to match them up. Absolutely awesome. The other thing is checking your permissions on your wikis and your documents so that everybody actually has access. There's nothing more frustrating and getting started on something and discovering, as we found this morning, Google Hangouts is blocked at school, or permissions is the other big thing. So certainly timing and permissions.
I think my top tip for someone who's new to being a connected educator is just dive right in and don't worry about it. I think that was the biggest thing that I needed to do before I became a connected educator, was just dive in and start trying it out. Don't be afraid. Just dive right in, and it'll be great. It will work out in the end.
Well, my top tip, if you're just becoming a connected teacher, is to start small and have an open mind. I think that, working with a lot of the teachers over the past couple of years is, you go in with these big ideas, and then you'll find out that, you've fallen short of your goal, or you get frustrated, or you get overwhelmed, because as teachers, we have so many things to do in the day. My top tip is to start small and start with connecting yourself, and you can worry about your class later. It will come as your network builds.
Out and Skyping with an author. It's really only 10 to 15 minutes often, which is a really short and powerful experience, and I would recommend it to everyone to get started.
I think Twitter's a good place to start because, so many people, if they're not somewhere else, they're on Twitter. But if you start following other educators, like for example, me, if you went and you followed me and you go to who I follow and you go down, you're gonna see news places and whatever, but you're gonna start seeing educators. Or if you follow me and you start seeing who I'm interacting with, lots of times people I'm interacting with are people you want to follow. They probably know more than I do, and so then you follow them. And again, that doesn't mean they're necessarily going to follow you right back. You can't just sit there and watch. You've got to make that happen. And then just whenever you can, you're waiting in line somewhere on your phone, get Twitter set up on your phone. You're noticing what's coming across from those people. You're adding new people. When you see who they interact with, especially when they're talking about something that you're interested in or makes sense to you, you follow those people. A lot of those people then have a blog, or they share information somewhere else. They have a Flickr account, and you can go see the photos and whatever from their classroom or their presentations, and you just kind of go from there, and it just keeps building. So, and then you need to, as you get interested in that.
Tip for someone just starting out as a connected educator is take risks, put yourself out there, be brave. The easiest place to find people is go into Twitter and find Twitter chats. There is a Twitter chat for every kind of educator out there. And find your people, start following them, be brave, and say something during the chat. Even if what you're saying is, I'm brand new and don't know anything, there will be so many people who are willing to just help you out.
Oh my goodness, wasn't that an amazing conversation? I hope you got as much out of it as I did in having the conversation about top tips for being a connected teacher and having a connected classroom. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. If you like this format, hearing from lots of different perspectives on a single topic, then please click on that like button below. Subscribe to our channel to get all of the videos in this series. Turn on the notifications to find out when we're live on YouTube, and be the first to see the next installment in the Let's Get Connected series. Do you have any questions about having a connected classroom or being a connected teacher? Or would you like to see a specific series related to anything about education and technology? Leave us a comment below and let us know. If you'd like to see even more resources to help you in the classroom after you've watched this series, then head on over to our website and check out all of our free resources. We have more videos, blog posts, some online courses all about teaching and learning and coaching in the digital world.